Hello everyone, I hope everyone is doing well, and today I'm going to share with you how I do my backtesting and how do I create my checklists. Let's go into the intro.
Are you talking in code? No reason. Why you got me on hold? I'm beeping. I knew something was ignited when you left.
So today I'm going to take you through a backtesting routine because I've had a lot of questions on my Instagram of how do I create my checklist, how do I backtest now, and I'm going to take you through that. So the last video that I did on backtesting, it was back in December if I'm not mistaken. I still was a little bit camera shy. I can put a clip on here. Hello guys, I hope you are all doing fantastic, and now I just want to give more value to you and go through how I've upgraded my backtesting routine. And I also want to make it a little bit more broad for everyone from each strategy to take some value from it. So why backtesting? Backtesting is key to build your trading plan because it's basically you apply the strategy to previous data from a certain pair that you want to trade. For example, if you want to backtest euro dollar with your strategy, then you go back in the data for a couple of months, a couple of years, and you backtest from there on to understand what type of setups from your strategy work, what type of entries work, and what you are going to include and exclude from your trading plan from that certain pair. And this is key because this proves to you that the strategy works, it gives you confidence in the strategy and in yourself, and it builds your trading plan because you understand what works and what doesn't work. And then if you put all these together, you have a solid trading plan and a solid mindset to move on to the live markets. In terms of what time spent to backtest, I currently backtest 2 years of data when I go first into a pair because that is a nice selection of time spent in order to have some recent price action, not let it be too old because the market is constantly evolving, and be able to backtest the strategy. Of course, for example, we are currently in 2020. I backtest 2018, 2019, and then if I really want to go very much into detail, I also backtest 2020. So what I'm basically saying right here is if you want to backtesting and know that your strategy is reliable, I would recommend backtesting the last 2 years of data. Beware because on TradingView, if you are backtesting below the 1 hour time frame, I think you can only go 1 year back. So have that in mind. If it jumps from the data that you were backtesting 2 years before to current data because you reduced time frame, that's not a bug. That's basically TradingView limiting the availability of candles. So I'm now going to jump onto the charts, and I'm going to take you through how I do my backtesting. So you can currently see my screen. I'm using TradingView as the platform that I'm using to backtest. If you want $30 off on TradingView, the link is going to be the first link on the top of the description. And yeah, the platform that I use for trading is TradingView. Now I'm going to backtest pound dollar, and as I've said in the previous clip, I'm going to backtest 2 years worth of data because I haven't backtested pound dollar yet when it comes to this new strategy. So this is where we become now a little bit more general because each strategy is going to be different. Now, does your strategy need any indicators? Then you come up here to the top and you click on indicators and you move and you add whatever you want. Maybe you have moving averages, maybe you have outside bar. Whatever you have, make sure you add the indicators for the chart. I don't use any indicators. I only backtest one time frame, and the same thing is with the time frames. What time frames do you backtest? So you come up here, you click, and then you put a favorite on whatever time frame you backtest. So maybe you are backtesting these. So you have the 5 minute, 15 minute, 1 hour, 4 hour, and daily. So you add these in so you can change between time frames while you are backtesting. I only use the 1 hour time frame, so I will keep only the 1 hour time frame up there. Now, one thing that I really recommend is adding an indicator which is called months break. You click on here, and what does this do? This puts a line on every month. So if your daily goal, for example, is to backtest 2 months, then you know exactly when the month ends, and you can go and finish your backtesting session as soon as you see this second line. So this is something that really helps me out. So now that you have the timelines that you are going to focus on backtesting, now that you have the time frames that you are going to backtest, you go back in price section and you go back to the price section that you want to trade. Me, because I have to go to 2018, I just have to jump back to the daily, go to 2018 and click right here. So now we have January, back to the 1 hour, and yeah, now I will start to backtest. Don't forget, make sure you have all the elements that your strategy has, whether that is EMAs, whether there is indicators, and make sure that on this bar you also have, for example, if you use the Fibonacci, you can go and favorite, for example, the Fibonacci retracement, and then it will appear down here, just to make it easier in order to it being more accessible while you are backtesting. So make sure you have all that ready. You can go through these things right here, and then you can favorite whatever you want, and then you can move on into the backtesting session. So now I'm going to jump into the backtesting session. I'm going to put a quick time lapse until I have the first trade that I'm going to take, and then I'll be back. So as you can see on the screen, I've just entered in a trade. It resulted in a 1% loss, but let's go on how I ASR the trade. So in the previous video, I was ASRing a little bit more extensively, but now because I tried to focus on more price action and more data, I decided to keep it simple, and I will go through with you what I looked for in this trade. So I have this Google Sheets, which is already prepared for pound dollar. So I go on to pair, I put on pound dollar date, I go and see the date that I entered. It was the 22nd of January at 10 a.m. At 10 a.m. Date closed, it was in the same day, so 22nd of January. Now position, was it a buy or a sell? It was a sell. Now the trade setup, I only traded two. This was a bunker bomb. Confluence factors, we had 3 highs. Now I want to stress the fact that right here we impulsed it down. So we kind of had this double top, then we impulsed down, and we lost some momentum here at the end of the impulse. After this wick, we filled the wick, but then we started losing momentum. All the lows were still broken, so this is still in the downtrend, and then we started forming the setup. Impulse lost some momentum. I'm adding this because it's key for when I'm reviewing the trades that I've taken to understand why did the losses not play out and why did the winners play out. This is really key because then you will know what to add and what to exclude from your trading plan when you are trading. So let's say this happens 5 more times. The impulse loses momentum while we are still on a trend. Then I know that if in the live markets that happens, and while in backtesting it resulted in 80% losses, I know that when I'm in the live markets, I will avoid that. So I will avoid a loss. So that's why it's key to add the confluence factors, and this is what I do. Impulse lost some momentum. Scaled in position, no. Trade quality, it was just a valid trade because of this losing momentum. So I will add that. Then trade journal link, this is going to be just a screenshot. Why is it just a screenshot of the after? Because there's no need to complicate. When I'm reviewing, if I just click on this link, I know exactly what I was looking for in the trade, and I know exactly how it looked before and after. Now, if you are trading multiple time frames, it's key for you to create a template on your backtesting. So what I will do is I will leave this template. This is from my backtesting previously, of what I used to put in. So the trade analysis, you write down the trade analysis, all the lessons that you took. For example, here I could write down it lost momentum at the end of the impulse, so I can avoid those trades. Then the screenshots, you put daily, 4 hour, 1 hour, whatever you have to put according to your strategy. This is the before screenshot, and you put the after screenshot on your trade management side, and then you answer these questions. So this is a good template. I will leave it in the description down below. So yeah, this is it for the trade journal link. Then stop loss, how many was it? It was a 20 pip stop loss. I will only backtest one stop loss, which means that for now, because I've used the 20 pip, I will only use the 20 pip stop loss. Of course, if I understand that I'm always getting tagged out and the trade is still going, then I will increase my stop loss in order to stay within these positions. So result in pips minus 20, and then it just does all this for myself. Currently sitting at minus 1%, perfectly fine. So I'm just going to make sure I have a winning trade, so you can also see a winning trade. I will document it. I will just put another time lapse, and then after that I will just explain how I proceed to my trading plan. Let's go to the time lapse. So one quick lesson that I just want to show you is that while I'm backtesting, I like to create some notes when, for example, I notice that wicks are going to create ranges. Then I just like to write it down, so when I'm reviewing the charts, when I am creating my trading plan, I understand what to avoid and what to include. Because, for example, if I now see 5 notes saying that wicks created a range, I know to avoid wicks. This is what I do in order to take some notes while I'm backtesting. So yeah, let's go back into the time lapse. So as you can see, I've just finished the first month. There was only one trade which resulted in a loss, so that is perfectly fine. What you can see here is me identifying wicks, or for example a full retracement. These are things that I want to keep in mind, so if I see too much of them, I know that I have to avoid them. For example, we had here a large wick that then resulted in a 6-day range or 7-day range. So this is key to have in your charts in order for afterwards when I explain to you how I create my trading plan. This was the first month, but I will just put the time lapse in onto February, and maybe we'll have a win by then. So as you can see, I've already took a win. This could have easily been a loss. It's perfectly fine. You have to understand that when you are backtesting, losses are going to be there, and when we are backtesting, the key is to understand the nature of the losses and the nature of the wins. And that's why we are backtesting. We don't have any money on the line. We just want to know how to trade the strategy. Now, this could have easily been a loss. That's perfectly fine. There was another entry within here, but as I say here, because of the large wick, I was waiting for some more range, and then I entered when it was high probability to have the retrace, which was on this retrace right here. It was also 8 a.m. so the London session had just opened, so there was a little bit more volatility in the market. The same thing, so I entered on the 27th of February at 9 a.m. I'm only backtesting this setup, so all the trades that I will be putting on here are going to be bunker bombs. Trade quality, it's a valid trade because of the wick. Once again, stop loss, it was a 20 pip stop loss, and the result was, I'm going to put 208.6. Okay, now this is it. I have one loss and one win. And again, now I'm going to run you through how I built my trading plan. So after having all this data, I'm going to have a chart of like 1 year full of rectangles, identifying ranges, notes where I can understand why I took a trade, why I didn't take a trade, And then what I basically do is that I start noting down on a notebook whatever I'm always noticing. For example, I have it here for Euro Japanese yen, I have here for Aussie dollar and Euro dollar too. And basically what I start to write down is, for example, we can see that here I say that I avoided the trade because of the wick, and here because of the wick I took the trade on the London Open and it resulted in the win. So what I can see from that is that maybe wicks I want to see a range and I want to see some momentum in the markets for me to take a wick. So I start writing that down. Maybe I'll see that, okay, we came from an ascending channel, then we impulse down. Those maybe are high probability. I can maybe see that this was actually a similar combo with the major low. So I start writing those things down. And then by the end of 1 year of data, I have a full page, or I have like 3 full pages of notes. And then I can start building a plan, because I know, okay, maybe I have to avoid the wicks. Maybe I have to avoid ranges. Maybe I have to mainly take trades that come from an ascending or descending channel. So I start writing that down too. And from there on, I start building my plan. So basically, I have my first trading plan from this strategy. And what I really like to do is I like to do it in flowcharts. So after getting all the data, I start building a flowchart out of that. For example, do we come from a reversal? And then yes or no. And then it just gives me a path onto if I want to take a trade or not. So this is basically what I run through in order to build a trading plan, go through my backtesting. This is my backtesting spreadsheet. I will also leave the Notion link in the description. So yeah, this is how I backtest, and this is how I built my first trading plan on this new strategy. And on the previous strategies, it was the exact same thing. So don't forget, make sure you tailor this onto your strategy. If you have any indicators, if you have any more time frames, make sure to add that. I've shown you how to do it. If you want $30 off from TradingView, make sure to use the link down in the description. It's going to be the first link. I hope you have enjoyed the video. I am posting 2 times a week, 1 car rent every Wednesday and 1 trading related video every Saturday. So I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, leave a like, comment and subscribe. Leave a comment down below on what you want me to see next if this video helped, and I will see you in the next one after you follow my Instagram. Bagus.
Why you talking in code, no reason? Why you got me on hold, I'm beeping. I knew something was ignited. When you left, I wanted more. All I wanna do is get to know you. East to west to north to south, the whole